Closed captioning for The Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Happy Halloween. Today we get lost in the maze craze, and it's one of my favorite segments, baking witch finger cookies. But first, one of the best haunts ever, Ghoul Brothers. Well, we are on the road. We're here in Portage Lakes at Ghoul Brothers Haunted House, and the creator here is David Barton, and he has got some serious chops when it comes to special effects and makeup and all that stuff. You started in Hollywood, and you've done quite a few movies and things like that. What made you come back home?
I came back to Ohio to raise my family. I didn't want to raise them in Los Angeles. As lucrative and fun as Los Angeles is, it just wasn't the best spot to raise young kids. So we moved back for that and family.
This is a permanent structure here in the plaza, but you know, where did it all come from when you started this journey?
Well, that's a good question. You know, with my background in film and just different interests. Ever since I was a young boy, I liked haunted houses. I liked the Disney Haunted Mansion,
yes,
stuff like that. I had visited a few haunted houses when I was younger, so I guess it just came from inside my mind and on a piece of paper and started drawing it out and figuring out scenes. And when I first started doing it, I sort of had one idea where I wanted to go, and then as we got closer to finishing, that changed a little bit here and there. Some of it, I've been collecting like different props and stuff from garbage dumps and sides of roads and antique shops for 20 years. And so at a certain point when you're designing a scene, you kind of look at what do we have a lot of? What do we have that will fit a certain, motif or whatever for a room?
What is the most frightening thing? Unexpectedness? Gore? What do you think?
Yeah, it's usually in a haunted house. It's always what they call the jump scare, where somebody just jumps out and scares you. But that's kind of like the low-hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you can, anyone can do that. You know, you're just in a dark spot, you jump out. So we try to add in the creepiness factor. You know, we try to have the sets that give a certain feel or a certain psychological idea behind it that hopefully, there's certain things I think that people read a certain way. So we try to build it up to just have an overall feel that will add to the creepiness. And there's some people that will just never be scared. They'll come through, they'll just laugh and have fun. So kind of our motto is if we can't scare them, at least entertain them, amuse them.
Yeah.
But there's things that scare me. I mean, there's scenes and things that
what
just
scares
from childhood.
you? Yeah, that's a good question.
What scares me? Canned goods that have gone bad, It's like, that scares me, So I have a film I directed, bad vegetation. Just from something as a child. I didn't eat any, but I was in an old decrepit house, and we would take the cans off shelves. The house was crumbling, but the lady had done a lot of canning, and we would take the cans and throw them, and they would just kind of explode because they were full of gas and stuff like that. So that's scary to me, and I try to incorporate jars in some of the scenes and stuff. And
so where do you draw your inspiration?
It's hard to say. I've certainly read a lot of like horror books. I've seen a lot of movies. I've read a lot of magazines, worked on a lot of film sets, and Stephen King, people ask him, where does he get his ideas from, Yeah. And he says they're just in the air floating around, and he's just able to funnel them in. So I don't have any better answer than that, honestly. Yeah. I had a regular childhood. I had normal parents, normal upbringing. So I'm not sure where exactly it came from, but I just observe a lot of things in life, and I guess ultimately they collect together, and eventually it formed something. So that's about the best I can say.
What movies that you've done, what do you think are some of your better special effects?
Well, there's better movies and then there's better effects. So some of my better movies would be like the Usual Suspects, Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
I worked on a lot of different things, but it's hard. Suspects. Yeah, Usual Suspects was a really, it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, but the stuff that's there was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like you get on certain films, you wish you had more, and you got something small, and then the films that, didn't turn out so good, you wish you had, it's just one of those things. It's the grass is always greener kind of thing, but it's hard to say. I haven't really thought of it like that, like what's my favorite or what's my favorite film. There's different moments. every film has its challenges, you know.
Some of the effects and the props, are you able to just take them from the film sets, or do you have to like steal them? How does that work?
If it's a film that I worked on, then and it's something I'm doing, usually I end up with whatever's left over at the end.
And you have some from here?
Well, I have some that are here. I didn't steal them. I didn't necessarily work on the films, but we acquired them. But we acquired them legally. No, but we did. But I've got major film props like from the movie Pacific Rim, Resident Evil 4. From Jurassic Park 3, we have one of the egg hatchers that the only one in the film that's not smashed. They go back to the island and they're looking at everything. The only one that's not smashed, we've got that here. We've got some things from Hunger Games. We've got props from other movies. And we don't put a name tag on it and say this came from Jurassic Park, but the stuff's there and if people can kind of look out for it, they might see it.
You know, for the first timer here, you know, what should they expect out of this haunt?
They should expect a cacophony of sights and sounds
The word.
Yeah, cacophony. That's kind of a good word, but that's sort of what it is. We try to overwhelm the senses. So we try to have monsters hitting you from different angles. We try to have things so there's always something to look at. There's always something unexpected. You know, you might be afraid you're going to get eaten by a big monster, something like that, you know. But my goal on this is just to kind of overwhelm the senses.
I've been through a lot of haunted houses, and we went through with Bill's much better half, Stacy, and I know you've been to your share. What did you think?
It was fantastic. It was the best one I've ever been to.
Honest, how many scenes? It was
the
endless.
longest, yeah.
I mean, these people are crazy, and there was so much to see. And I give it a double thumbs up. I really loved it.
Highly recommend.
I'm telling you, Scream13.com. It's right here in Portage Lakes in Akron. And this David, oh my goodness. It really is worth the trip. I loved it.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Island Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
They fell in love with Benjamin Moore's Van Dusen Blue, but tried to match it using another brand's paint.
It'll grow on us, right?
Yeah.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Greetings, I'm Brunhilde, here with my lovely niece, Cruella. And today we're going to prepare for you a family favorite, our severed witch's finger cookies.
Yes, we love to serve them to our guests for our Halloween party.
That's right, let's get started, Cruella. For this recipe, you'll need 30 blanched almonds, 2 large eggs, 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1/2 cup butter at room temperature, 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, 5 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1 pinch of salt, 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 tablespoons of food coloring, your choice.
And don't forget the iron newt.
Before we get the batter started for our cookies, we've preheated the oven to 350, and we'll get our fingernails painted. These blanched almonds will serve as the fingernails. Now, Cruella, what color would we like our fingernails to do?
Black and green.
I love that color, black fingernails and green. So we'll let these soak in the food coloring while we get everything together. Now we'll crack the egg, and we're going to just remove the yolk. And we'll leave all the egg whites in the bowl for later use. So now we'll put the egg yolk over here. We'll crack the other egg. Add the vanilla. And whisk this up, because we'll be adding this to the batter in a little bit. All right, in our cauldron, Cruella, let's first add the butter. Very good. Now let's put in the powdered sugar.
In here.
Yes, drop that right in there. Oh, you do that so well. Now, let's add the granulated sugar. Beautiful. And now let's add a pinch of salt. Beautiful, Cruella. All right, now we'll combine these on medium speed for just a few moments until they're well combined. Oh, this looks fine. Now we'll add the egg mixture with the vanilla and beat it again over medium for 2 minutes longer. Oh, this is coming along beautifully, Cruella. It's thoroughly combined. And now it's time to add our flour. Would you be of service and help me with that? While the mixer's running, a little bit at a time, keep adding the flour. Would you do that for me, Cruella?
Yes, I would, Brunhilde.
All right. Thank you, my love.
Is this good?
That is beautiful. Start adding the flour. All right, Cruella, look at this beautiful cookie dough. Let's remove it from the bowl and then put it in the refrigerator for a half hour or so. Please, put that over the top, and we'll seal it perfectly. Keep it nice and airtight. All right, before we roll the fingers out, let's get our fingernails out of the dye, and we'll let them dry a bit before we add them to the cookie. Oh, Cruella, that is a beautiful black color. Look at the beautiful green. We'll roll it now on a floured surface. We want them to be fairly thin, about 3 to 4 inches long.
Like this one, right?
Yes, just like our fingers.
Me roll some?
Sure.
On the plate?
Go right ahead. Now, while you add the fingernails to each cookie, I'm going to take a knife and just score some wrinkles in so it looks just like a knuckle. I love the colors of those fingernails. The green and the black are absolutely terrifying. Cruella, please brush these with the egg white before we put them into the oven. Oh, very nice job. And now, Cruella, into the oven for 12 minutes until golden brown. So, Cruella, let's try our fingers. They look wonderful. Magnificent. What should we drink with our wonderful witch's fingers?
Ghost blood.
Why, ghost blood is a splendid idea. Cheers, my love. Delicious. For the complete recipe, go to caseymalonесhow.com.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Well, I am here with Rude the Dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. Change of season, that means updated menu.
Yes, we just came out with our new menu. We got some old favorites and twist on the new things. Our fall drink menu is out, coming soon also. But we got a lot of things going on with the change of the season here.
And what about football on Sundays? All these screens, this is a happening place.
Yes, we are now the home of the Youngstown Browns backers. We're open every Sunday from 12 to 8 with some great drink specials. So if you're a Browns fan, it's the place to be.
And don't forget, I hate to mention it, but the holidays are just around the corner.
Yep, right around the corner, and we have our catering season coming. So we have our banquet hall, holds up to 150, good for family Christmas parties, work Christmas parties. And if you can't come here, we can do the cooking for you and bring it to you.
Remember, always think about the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery for all your occasions.
Hit the road in the all-new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander from Boardman Mitsubishi. Drive one today starting at $26,995. Plus, get the confidence of an industry-leading 10-year warranty. The summer sales event at Boardman Mitsubishi. Going on now.
Donate now. GavaCamp has a generous family that will match every dollar you donate. Help us build a barrier-free educational camp for our friends with special needs. Visit our website or call for more details. Giving is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Is it time to update your color style? R&S Paint will assist you with your choice of over 3,400 Benjamin Moore colors. Vibrant, durable, and easy to apply. Be current, be stylish. Shop R&S Paint.
This is Cindy Bacon. She and her husband, Mike, own the Maze Craze. It's out here in New Springfield, Ohio. And lucky for us, we happen to be here on your cider wine night.
Yes.
And it's a very nice event where they can drink so many samples and then teeter-totter through.
Yeah, there's actually 12 different bars set up in the maze. So they get their tasting tickets and they can use them here behind us at the tent area. Oh, wow. Or they can go into the maze and they follow their map to the bars that are all lit up. It's like little parties out there, and they can use their tickets in there too.
That is an excellent idea. But now, during the week, you also, whenever you're open, you do have a beer and wine license.
Yes, we serve beer and cider and wine on Fridays and Saturdays. We're only open on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
In the past, you do a different theme, right? This year, it's Snow White.
Yes, this year it's Snow White. We actually added a new game into the maze featuring the dwarfs with Snow White, and it's hide and seek in the maze. So people actually have to go in and find 6 of the 7 dwarfs inside the maze and report back to us and tell us who stayed home with Snow White.
How do you illuminate that?
Flashlights. They have to take their own flashlights, and there's no lights in the maze. Now for the wine and beer night, we have the bars lit up, but the normal maze, you have to bring your own flashlight or you can buy one here.
Wow, I never even thought of that stuff.
Yeah.
Who cuts out the maze?
We hire a company that's from Idaho. They're called Maze Play.
Because
they
that is
professionally
really
cut it.
intricate looking.
Thank you.
I mean, when I saw that sky view, on your site, that is really awesome.
Yeah, it's very detailed oriented. I mean, you cannot get that. They do such a wonderful job.
So do you grow the corn then every year, right?
Yes.
Because
we grow the corn every year, then we harvest it at the end.
Okay.
Some years we actually plant it in the design. This year we could not do that because of the weather. It all depends on the weather. Our maze depends on the weather.
Oh, wow. Gina Harper is a cheese purveyor, and she makes all these really neat blends. And I know you've seen the Jarlsberg in Giant Eagle, but now she has created this habanero one, and it is delicious. But you know what? It has a kick, but not too much of a kick.
And the cool thing is you can find the Cabot Habanero at any of our local Giant Eagles, and just shred it up, add some mayo to it, and you got a wonderful dip. It's simple, it's got great flavor, it's got a little bit of kick in the back end, but not too much.
So what is your favorite type of cheese? Let's just talk some cheese. I mean, are you like a triple cream, or are you a soft cheese, or do you really like the sharp, sweet? Which ones do you go towards?
This is going to be odd because I never like it anything like that was like the barnyardy cheeses. I ended up falling in love with a blue Stilton with a honey on top.
Well, the Maze Craze supports local, and one of the winery cider houses here is Sundog, right down there in Columbiana. And we've got the owners here, all 3 of them. Yeah, because that's how we roll at the Casey Malone Show, hang with the owners. And we've got Mary Ann and John Channel, and we have got Nicole Ice. Nicole, how often do you make cider?
Well, that is a really good question. We make it weekly. John actually does all of our manufacturing kind of on his own.
Oh, excuse me. I'm going to go to the owner that does production. Okay, John, as the cider meister.
Yes.
How many gallons of cider do you make in each batch?
Well, we have a 300-gallon tank fermenters, and it's a 6-week process that we fill them every 2 weeks. We can get cider every 2 weeks all year long, so we get fresh cider every 2 weeks. So it's a 6-week process that goes through the fermentation, the clearing, down to the kegging, and then carbonating and putting it in the cooler.
Now, are you getting like an apple mash? Is that what you're getting at the beginning, and then you make the cider from there?
We buy straight fresh cider. From the time they press it right out of the press, it comes right into our tank. I put it right in our fermenters.
So in the beginning, what is the difference between green, red, black, and blue? What are the difference?
Well, it's in 4
Yeah, there's 4 mazes in the entire field. So the blue maze is more set up for the little kids. And
so this is degree of difficulty.
Yes.
What's
and then there's
the hardest?
The hardest is a battle between the green and the red. The green is, I think it's more challenging than the red actually, but the red's a lot longer.
Okay, so longer. Which one do you think we should go in?
We'll do the black.
But every color has bars.
Yes. Yeah. We don't use the entire maze.
Is there a map, like, so people can find them? Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
You get a map, and we work it through the blue and the black, and a portion of the green and a portion of the red.
And if they're not here for a wine night, they could pick up a cider or a beer or something and then walk through with it, right?
We have a cider and another beer on tap all the time, and we have I don't know, birdfish and noble creature, all those. We got a bunch
Hey,
of
noble. I love them both.
Love them
both.
Cans and bottles we sell up here at the concessions.
It's so spacious, it's so clean, and there's just so many activities for everybody to do. I mean, I look around, a lot of stuff for the kids, which is really nice.
Yeah, we have a kiddie zip line, a hay ride. We have a corn zuka, which is a corn cannon that shoots ears of corn at targets. People love that. We have the gemstone mining over there. That's a big deal to the little kids and adults. They love that. They find certain gems and they get to keep them and take them home. And they're all natural, so people like that. And then we'll set up cornhole boards. We have corn pits in the back, jumping balls usually for the kids, a barrel train. We have all kinds of stuff. So it's good for all ages.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.